Baz Luhrmann's epic Elvis in Concert is coming to theaters worldwide, and the renowned director joins me now. Good morning, Baz. How are you?
I'm good, Blake. I'm good.
Well, I'm so excited to be speaking with you. My first question for you is, how did your fascination and work with kind of everything with Elvis begin? Because obviously, in addition to this documentary, you were also the person behind the critically acclaimed film from a few years ago.
Yeah, as a kid, we had this cinema in this isolated town, so I used to see the movies, and I thought, oh, cool man, what a cool guy. And then when I was ballroom dancing, I think he dropped Burning Love, so I used to drive out to that, think, wow. But then I had other musical tastes, opera and Bowie and all this sort of thing. But he was always there. Then I made the movie because I thought he was such a great subject to explore America. But this is not what this is. Epic is something different. It was accidental. I was looking for a lost reel of film. We go literally into salt mines in Kansas City, and we find 65 boxes of never before seen 35 mil anamorphic footage. That 16 mil of the tour, 8 mil, and with Peter Jackson, I bring it back to this incredible quality, and we build a soundtrack. And what's happening is you're literally seeing audiences clapping, getting up in their seat. It's like being absolutely in a concert with Elvis.
Mhm. Well, in addition to what you just said, what kind of new lens do you think this film provides into maybe what we know or learn about Elvis?
Mm. Look, even hardcore fans, EP core as we call them, like they're going like, he's so funny and goofy and kind of like human. He says in the film, there's the image and there's the man. And in this film, you really get to know Elvis the man, and of course, then there's the power of the music.
Yeah, I mean, it's super impactful for a lot of people. And, I'm curious too, you talked about, getting the old footage. What did acquiring this footage mean to you? Because we saw a little snippet of it in the film, and then obviously now this is kind of spotlighted in this documentary.
Well, I was able to, it was owned by Warner's and then but we also had to get the sound from all sorts of sources. And some very private collectors, actually, very private, helped us out. Some we had to buy kind of on the black market. There's a big black market in sound. But then we were able to, the voice and everything coming off the stage is strong. I had to re-strengthen some of the orchestrations, and the sweet inspirations were wonderful in it. We did a fantasy gospel moment there with that. And there's some new remixes. There's some actual new Elvis tracks in this documentary where we've
Wow.
taken 3 Elvis songs and made new songs. And that's on the album, which is available now too. So people are like, honestly, I kid you not, they're like getting the album. The album's blown up. I love the Bad Bunny, but it knocked Bad Bunny off from #1, you know. So that's pretty good. That was back in the charts. How about that?
That's pretty incredible. A brand new documentary and some brand new music. We love to hear that as Elvis fans. Now, as you've kind of teased here, Elvis was a complicated man in many ways. He had a lot of layers. There was a lot to his story, obviously, even kind of his young life. Buzz, do you feel like maybe the way you see him or view him or thought of him has been impacted by all the work you've done?
Yeah, I was changed, and I think even hardcore fans are really changed. Even ones that think they knew him are going, I feel so close because, he says there's the image and then there's the man. And in this film, you get to know the man. And there's great humanity, humility, empathy. Like he just does not judge. He sings a song, before you criticize, judge, or abuse, walk a mile in my shoes. That's the man, that's the heart. And right now we could do with a bit of that. And he unites generations. Like I just read out a thing and text, social media. A mum last night took two 20-year-old and 22-year-old daughter, and at the end, they didn't care about all this. She said, well, I know what you want to do, don't you? You want to go straight back in and see it again, and they did. This weekend is Epic Weekend, and Elvis is uniting generations and people, and that I love. That I love.
Yeah, absolutely. We need more of that, as you kind of said. Well, I love that. We know the image, but now we get to know the man. Epic Elvis in Concert is in theaters everywhere now. Baz, thank you so much for your time.
Man, very cool.